this morning and the sun was gone. Turned on some music. Some folks are born made to wave the flag. Ooh, they're red, white, blue.
Some songs aren't content with just sounding good. They hit the music industry like an explosion, fundamentally changing everything. Today, you'll discover 15 anthems that didn't just break the rules, they reshaped music history forever, leaving a mark that still echoes. Ready to dive in? Then, let's begin.
I woke up this morning and the sun was gone. Turned on some music.
When Boston unleashed More Than a Feeling in 1976, they redefined what hard rock could be. This wasn't just a catchy tune, it was a masterclass in studio perfection, almost entirely crafted in Tom Scholz's basement. Scholz painstakingly layered guitars, multi-tracked vocals, and intricate arrangements, creating a massive, polished sound previously unheard in the genre. It defied the raw blues-based conventions of the time, proving that meticulous craftsmanship and pop accessibility could lead to monumental success. This anthem paved the way for arena rock, showing bands that technical wizardry could create a new kind of hard rock.
Oh yeah, I tell you something. I think you'll understand.
Before the psychedelia and studio experiments, there was the pure, unadulterated pop explosion of the Beatles' I Want to Hold Your Hand. Released in 1963, this single wasn't just a song, it was the official start of the British invasion in the US. John Lennon and Paul McCartney penned this infectious tune.
When I say that something, I wanna hold your hand.
And its melodic structure, undeniable energy, and tight vocal harmony set a new standard for pop songs. It sold over 1 million copies before its official US release, unheard of for a foreign band, and completely reshaped how the American music industry viewed British rock.
The night we met, I knew I needed you so.
From the moment Hal Blaine's iconic drum intro kicks in, the Ronettes' Be My Baby immerses you in a sonic masterpiece. This wasn't just a pop song, it was the ultimate expression of Phil Spector's wall of sound, layering multiple instruments in a mono studio to create an incredibly rich, emotional soundscape that's still studied today. Beyond its groundbreaking production, Ronnie Spector delivered the lyrics with a captivating blend of vulnerability and strength, challenging the passive female voices common at the time. Brian Wilson famously called it the greatest recording ever made. Released in July 1965, Bob Dylan's Like a Rolling Stone didn't just change music, it shattered every rule in the book. At over 6 minutes long, it was a song radio stations didn't want to play. But they had no choice. With its sneering lyrics, that unforgettable organ riff, played by Al Cooper, who snuck into the session, and Dylan's raw delivery, this track became an anthem of freedom and alienation. Its sarcastic tone and raw storytelling marked a radical shift in rock's lyrical themes, redefining what could be said and how it could be said in a popular song.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to
Hello, darkness, my old friend. That haunting line kicked off a new era when The Sound of Silence was re-released in September 1965. Originally an acoustic ballad that went unnoticed, producer Tom Wilson gambled, adding drums, bass, and electric guitar without Simon and Garfunkel's knowledge.
dreams I walked alone. Narrow streets of cobblestone.
This remixed version resonated deeply, topping the charts. This sound shift not only saved their career, but also marked a key moment in the folk to rock transition. It was one of the first songs to use silence as a narrative tool, and its inclusion in The Graduate solidified its place as a 60s anthem.
People try to put us to down. Talking about my generation. Just
When The Who dropped My Generation in October 1965, they weren't just playing music, they were declaring war on the older generation. This protest anthem channeled the frustration of a British youth that felt misunderstood by its elders, delivering it with raw, direct, and defiant language. Roger Daltrey's deliberate stutter, the distorted bass, and aggressive drums musically broke the mold, featuring one of the first standout bass solos in rock.
Die before I get old.
The line, "Hope I die before I get old," became a rallying cry, symbolizing youthful defiance. The Who weren't just challenging society, they were pushing the boundaries of popular music itself.
I love colorful clothes you wear.
Brian Wilson envisioned Good Vibrations as a pocket symphony, and its creation in 1966 was nothing short of revolutionary. Instead of recording the song straight through, Wilson meticulously recorded different sections over 6 months, stitching them together, a technique known as modular recording. This resulted in a song composed of shifting sonic landscapes, soft, ethereal, explosive, and melodic. Beyond its unconventional structure, it featured the electro-theremin, giving the track its signature floating sound. Costing an unprecedented $50,000, it marked the first time a pop band took such radical risks with structure, production, and sound.
I read the news today, oh boy.
As the final track on Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, the Beatles' A Day in the Life represents the peak of their experimental studio approach. Written in 2 parts, John Lennon's first section inspired by newspaper articles and Paul McCartney's second from personal memories, producer George Martin masterfully brought them together.
I read the news today, oh boy.
He used a 40-piece orchestra to create the dramatic crescendos and a final piano chord that resonates for over 40 seconds. The Beatles even added a high-frequency tone audible only to dogs as an inside joke, showcasing their playful yet groundbreaking manipulation of sound in the studio.
Won't you rock, baby, I got the groove. What you need?
Originally written and recorded by Otis Redding, Respect was completely redefined by Aretha Franklin in her iconic 1967 version. Franklin flipped the song's meaning from a man's plea into a powerful demand for female equality and dignity. She added entirely new vocal arrangements, including the iconic "Sock It to Me" backing vocals and the unforgettable spelling out of the title elements, absent from Redding's original.
E-S-P-E-C-T, T-F-T-C-P,
This reimagining became a symbol of both women's empowerment and the civil rights movement in the U.S. Aretha's commanding voice and the political weight her version carried turned Respect into far more than a commercial hit.
You know that it would be untrue. You know that I would be a lie.
Guitarist Robbie Krieger wrote most of Light My Fire, but it was the Doors' collective input that gave it its unique rule-breaking style, soaring to #1 on the Billboard charts in 1967. Its lengthy, jazz-inspired keyboard solos and lyrics pushed the boundaries of the time.
Come on, baby, light my fire.
During their performance on The Ed Sullivan Show, producers asked Jim Morrison to change the line, "Girl, we couldn't get much higher," due to its drug-related reference. Morrison famously refused and sang it anyway, resulting in the band being banned. That defiant move reinforced their image as provocateurs and solidified their status as counterculture icons.
There must be some kind of way out of here. Said a joker to
Though written by Bob Dylan, it was Jimi Hendrix's seismic 1968 version that elevated All Along the Watchtower to anthem status. Hendrix took the song's original folk structure and completely transformed it into an electrified interpretation, brimming with tension and virtuosity. The studio recording stands out for its layered guitars, restrained rhythm, and the apocalyptic atmosphere it conveys.
there must be some kind of way out of here. Said the joker to the thief.
Dylan himself publicly admitted that Hendrix's version was superior to his own. The guitar solo running throughout the song set a new standard for psychedelic rock production, cementing Hendrix's legend as a true sonic pioneer who dared to reimagine.
Some folks
a blistering, no-holds-barred anti-war and anti-establishment anthem. Creedence Clearwater Revival's Fortunate Son hit like a lightning bolt at the height of the Vietnam War. John Fogerty's raw, snarling vocals and the band's driving, stripped-down blues rock sound delivered its message with undeniable force and anger. Its lyrics were explicit in their criticism, directly challenging the perceived hypocrisy of those in power who sent working-class youth to war, while their own fortunate sons avoided the draft. Its directness and unwavering message continue to resonate, making it a timeless statement on inequality.
There's a lady shoe. All the glitters is gold.
Released in 1971, Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven became one of rock's most iconic anthems and a defining track of the 1970s. Despite never being released as a single, its progressive multi-part structure builds from quiet acoustic folk to electric folk rock, culminating in a powerful hard rock climax. At over 8 minutes long and without a single release,
And she's buying the stairway to heaven.
it defied conventional radio expectations, yet became one of the most requested and played songs of all time. Its abstract, mystical lyrics also broke from typical rock narratives, cementing Led Zeppelin's reputation for unmatched musical ambition. Released as the opening track of Let It Bleed, the Rolling Stones' Gimme Shelter was composed in a time of intense social and political unrest. Mick Jagger and Keith Richards channeled global chaos, war, and cultural breakdown into the lyrics, creating a dark, heavy atmosphere with layered guitars and driving percussion. The line, "It's just a shot away," was sung by guest vocalist Mary Clayton in a performance so powerful that her voice cracked, leaving an unforgettable moment. Her intense delivery elevated the song's drama. Capturing the collapse of 1960s idealism and setting a new benchmark for rock as social commentary.
Open your eyes, look up to the skies.
Freddie Mercury wrote most of Bohemian Rhapsody at his London home, blending elements of ballad, opera, and hard rock into a structure with no repeated choruses. Recorded over multiple sessions across 3 weeks using over 180 vocal overdubs, this 1975 masterpiece defied all commercial logic.
Mama just killed a man.
At 6 minutes long, with such an unconventional format, its success was against all odds, becoming a global hit and a pioneer of the modern music video format. Brian May's guitar solo, the lyrical ambiguity, and the dramatic tonal shifts made it a one-of-a-kind track, a true testament to Audacious' musical vision.
And that's a wrap on our journey through these 15 game-changing anthems. Which of these timeless classics hit you the hardest or brought back a special memory? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more music nostalgia right here on Retro Rewind. See you next time.